Alright, hello everyone, and welcome to AEW discussion. In today's episode, I'm going to discuss the August 9th edition of Dynamite. Hikaru Shida etched her name in the history books a week ago with her second AEW Women's Championship, joining the woman she defeated, Toni Storm, as the only woman to accomplish that feat. She wasted little time establishing herself as a fighting champion Wednesday on Dynamite, defending against Anna Jay. That match was one of a handful on a jam-packed show that also featured the latest from AEW World Champion MJF and best friend Adam Cole, as well as a mandatory meeting of the Jericho Appreciation Society as tension continued to mount. And with that, we're going to get into the action, starting with
the Jericho Appreciation Society mandatory meeting. And one thing coming out of this meeting, or at least one question raised out of this meeting, is this the official end of the JAS? It would appear so. After this segment, Jericho told Don Callis backstage that next week he would make an announcement, and basically next week we'll figure out where does Jericho stand. Is he standing by the Jericho Appreciation Society, or is he joining the Don Callis family? So this was a short promo segment that did not overstay its welcome, and in the process provided every member of the faction the opportunity to express themselves on the microphone. Parker, Menard, the talented talkers, proving it at every stop in their careers, shined in this segment, and really told some general and put on some genuine emotional display here, relaying, so. Their emotions here felt genuine, I guess that's what I was trying to say. They accomplished as much as any creative decision since the start of the Jericho Callis stuff to this point. Guevara, probably the star of this segment, and fitting that he was the last one to speak, finally standing up to a man he has been linked with since day one of Dynamite, and from a position of power, teasing that he might be around if Jericho needs him. So solid stuff with some good individual work, and as I talked about too after the break, Jericho told Callis that next week he will announce where he stands. And you have Adam Cole and MJF on the 0 hour of All In are going to challenge for the Ring of Honor tag team titles. So the more screen time Cole and MJF share, the more difficult it will be to turn MJF back into a bad guy, no matter how much he may try after the split between him and his best friend Adam Cole. Assuming, of course, that is the direction the story is heading. Granted, it could be the opposite. It could be Cole that turns on MJF, which is why he sets up this match on 0 hour, hoping to tire out MJF in advance of the title match. But it seems more likely when you think about history that perhaps it's Cole or MJF that betrays Cole, although Roderick Strong certainly adds although Roderick Strong certainly makes an interesting case for Cole to be the one that turns on MJF. Nonetheless, the crowd in Wembley will pop either way. I think all AEW fans are going to be genuinely heartbroken by the end of what has been one of the most unexpectedly great storylines in recent AEW history. So it will be a shame when these two go their separate ways, but it's been a fun ride up until now. MJF certainly, he didn't have to do Roderick Strong dirty like he did here, but Strong certainly had he's an interesting part of the story. Curious to see how that one plays out. Lucha Bros versus the Blackpool Combat Club. So this was a good physical match with the BCC using punishing strikes to counter the speed and agility of their opponents, and then when they needed it or felt like doing it, resorted to demasking Penta and picking up the win. So Moxley and Castagnoli, their intensity and physicality seems to be increasing and seems to be at a higher level than ever before, which is quite the statement considering their previous work. It will be interesting to see where their story is going, where their story is going, or what direction they're going ahead of All In. Who steps up to them, what match awaits them. They're going to be part of the All In card. It's just a matter of in what fashion and what kind of match, because for the BCC, it's more likely normal matches just aren't their thing. I think we all know that. I mean, it'd be nice if they had more normal matches than hardcore matches, but we just simply know that's not their thing. Darby Allin and Sting's revenge on the Mogul Embassy. So a week ago, cameras followed Swerve Strickland and AR Fox to the Buddy Wayne Wrestling Academy, where they would attack Nick Wayne and leave him basically in a bloody mess, And then Wednesday, Darby Allin would seek to revenge his protege, and did so with a little help from his friend Sting, who would blast Strickland and the rest of the Mogul Embassy, all while Fox watched on in disbelief from the crowd, perhaps thinking that maybe he chose the wrong side in this battle. Solid follow-up to what was on display last week, and logical progression for a feud that will continue Friday on Rampage when Allin battles Brian Cage. And at All In, this match was confirmed. It should say Darby, I don't know why it says All In, but Darby and Sting will take on Strickland and Fox in a coffin match, or does it say Allin? All In, Allin, okay, I got confused. Right there looking at it, but yes, Allin and Sting versus Strickland and Fox at All In a tag team coffin match. That's a signature Allin match, so it's not surprising there. Though it is quite interesting that they chose a stipulation for this match. Not all too surprising, but yeah, I don't know, just doesn't kind of feel like it needed one, but should still be a good match. So in conclusion, solid show with some quality promo segments, none more impressive than the one featuring Adam Cole and MJF. That storyline has been the best thing AEW has produced as of late, and this week was no different, though the feud between Darby Allin and the Mogul Embassy is one that is certainly heating up and could certainly rival that story if it can sustain the edge and emotion it has to this point. Shida would successfully defend her title against Anna Jay. Not as good as the match before, but still solid match. Ending was a bit confusing. Seems like there's some sort of miscommunication. Regardless, though, it's not like Anna Jay was going to win anyway. So yeah, Shida successful to the title defense, moves on to All In. Speaking of All In, the card is starting to take shape. We got 4 matches on the card. Young Bucks versus FTR confirmed. Yeah, and then Shida is defending the world title in a fatal 4-way match. So by her retaining her title here in Dynamite, she advances to All In as the champion to defend her title against Toni Storm and 2 other competitors, most likely Saraya and Dr. Britt Baker, DMT. And with that will conclude this episode of AEW Discussion. If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to hit that like button down below.